Great.
So I think that is recording. Yeah, so good morning, ladies. How are we today?
Good morning. Oh, amazing.
I'm trying to turn my sound up, but I don't think I can. So exit full screen, I'll be able to do it, won't I? I think. Yeah, there we go. Great, that's much better. Okay.
My coat's off.
Yeah. Okay, so there is the three of us today. Elin, the beautiful Elin Parford.
Thank you.
And the delicious Ali.
Yay.
And the wondrous Beverly. Anyway, not being stupid, seriously, Claire is going to get on the call. She said 22, so my guess is that'll be more like 5'2". But she's going to get on the call because I briefly spoke to her yesterday, and I think you both spoke to her as well, about Kate Bentley's situation. Did she mention that to you?
Yeah.
So I just said, well, maybe she could get on the call and then just give us the highlights of what that is. Personally, with regards to this particular Zoom between us all, I think the most beneficial things to go over is our own activity, our own issues, and then how we can keep each other motivated.
Yeah, I think it needs to be like an accountability group, doesn't it?
Yeah,
we know what we're doing, but we're obviously going to come across new ideas or things that have worked for our team or worked for us or not worked, and I think it's just about sharing that, isn't it? But also feeling like if we say we're going to do something, we've actually got to do it because we've told each other that we're doing it.
Yeah, I think also for me, I've had quite a rocky month of things moving forward, moving back, moving forward, which is, obviously quite normal. But in the last couple of days, it's really, really got to me, really got me down. So obviously I don't want to share that with you, but obviously we're all wise enough now to know that we need to get over that, snap out of it, and just, get in that third gear again. So for me, the group will be helpful because we're all at different points of that process, aren't we, at a different time? And obviously we don't want to bring each other down, but at the same time, it's handy. It's like, for example, on Monday I've got a presentation to one of my ladies networking groups, and I'm quite nervous about it because Sue Godfrey did one last week, and I went to that, and it was she actually did a really good job of it. And same group, but a different venue, a different town.
Yeah.
And she's very effective in this group. She's very aggressive. People don't like her, but she's getting results because all she's doing is asking and almost demanding people have a one-to-one with her on the basis that they might be able to help each other. So she gets in there, she gets the appointment. Most people don't sign up, but a lot of people I'm noticing are signing up. But then those people are very warm to me, and I think it's because they wish they'd not signed up to her. But anyway, that's by the by. The point is she did a very effective presentation. She had this all the products out on the side, looked great, and what she did was she planted 3 people in the audience and gave them a question to ask her. And so, of course, she'd rehearsed the answer to this question. So it was like really, really slick, and it was quite impressive. I thought, wow, what am I going to do? so yeah, ever since then I've been racking my brains as to what I should do, which would be a complete contrast to her.
So Bev, why don't you concentrate on the nutrition?
Well, that's what I thought, yeah.
The hour condensed.
Yes, that's what I thought, Ali, because it's about helping people very noticeably. It's not about telling people that we've got this great business that can earn you residual income, la, la, la. They all know that.
And they know that, and they've all got their own businesses already. That's why they're there.
Yeah, and that's the problem with networking, isn't it? That I keep finding.
But also, just can I interject? I think the nutrition definitely, but I think it's not about telling people that they're going to earn millions and millions of pounds. It's about talking about the business model. So I think it is definitely something that you could do as well as the nutrition, or instead of the nutrition, to talk about network marketing and the future of, we're in the digital revolution, the information.
I did wonder about that, Elin, as to whether or not to replicate on A5 sheets two of the slides.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the income slide might get them thinking.
When is yours going to be?
It's on Monday, so I've not got much time really.
Okay.
So
Well,
about residual income, because people don't understand residual income. They don't.
well, I
realise
think
they
that's
need
the
it.
key, because nutrition, you can touch on. Well, it's entirely up to you. But if it were me, I don't know what Sue focused on. What did she focus on?
She didn't. That was the point. She put 3 questions into the audience and said, right, I'm going to ask 3 people now to ask me a question, and I'm going to reply.
Well, how long have you got up there?
Literally 5 minutes.
Right.
And have you got a board that you can do slides on then? You've got.
She had 10 minutes because she was the only showcase, whereas there's 3 showcases this time. There isn't a board, but I'm sure they can find one, a flip
A
chart.
projector or a.
No, there's no time or room for that.
Yeah.
But I could do an A5 print off of one of the slides, I thought, or 2 slides. I think people have
to
come
be honest, you don't even need slides if you can explain it through words. I mean, I think talking about the digital age, talking about information, the information revolution. If you listen, there was a program on Radio 4 the other day about robots and how soon so many things are going to be done by robots. You know, lorry drivers are going to lose their jobs, are going to lose their jobs. And I would research that.
Yeah.
I would gather some information about the information revolution.
Yeah.
And I would talk about the numbers, the statistics on what is happening and what is happening.
Yeah.
Because people are there to talk about business, aren't they, and how they're going to make money. They're not there to talk about how they're going to lose weight.
Reality. Well, the other issue as well with the losing weight.
Whilst we're all very interested in losing weight.
A lot of them are overweight.
Well, then what you say is, and the vehicle for this particular business model, or, you know, a great business model for this kind of industry is a consumable product.
Yeah.
For example, skincare. I don't know if you're allowed to mention Arbonne. Are you allowed to mention Arbonne?
Yeah.
Fine, well, there you go. Then you can just reel off the amazing, you know, vegan, GMO-free, gluten-free, and all the buzzwords, weight loss, anti-wrinkles, anti-aging, done in a safe way, you know. So I would combine it. I would do exactly what we do. You know, wouldn't just focus on, you know, because you've got to talk about the business. You've got to talk about how the industry.
Well, otherwise they're not. First of all, they switch off if you start to talk to them about weight loss. Because, for example, a previous time I've put 3 or 4 sachets of protein shake on the table with my business card and fizz sticks. 50% of it goes, 50% of it doesn't. So you get a lot of people that stick their noses up at it and think, oh, thanks a lot, we don't need it.
It doesn't apply to everybody, does it?
No.
The business does.
The business should, yeah.
I suppose it's thinking about what they're going to get the most value from.
Yeah.
If there's some information you can pass on to them which is actually going to benefit them in some way, whether it relates to their business or business as a whole.
It's about giving value, isn't it?
Lecture on a particular subject. So like Elin said, if it's something about, you know, this whole robotics thing that's going to come eventually, it could be that, or it could be about...
It's coming, it's here.
It's happening already.
Yeah.
It's just going to get worse and worse. I mean, but with change comes opportunity. And that's what you can start your day by, you know, with change comes opportunity, and then explain what the hell you mean.
And I mean, they all understand. They're all starting to get switched on now to, like, you know, Michelle Walsh and sort of like mindset shift and, you know, your goals and all that sort of thing. That's all creeping in now because you've got so many coaches within these network groups. So I think you've hit the nail on the head, Elin.
And also
the fact that there is change all around us now.
And also the other thing you can add into that, because we're an online-based business, not just for shopping, but for building your network and your teams, that resource is such a powerful tool, whereas, you know, a lot of them have probably got shops on high streets or businesses that are just geographically limiting.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to look at our businesses globally now, and this is an opportunity to have a global business.
Business.
That's what I would touch on. Global information revolution. Use that word, revolution, because I think that's like, compare it to the industrial revolution versus the information revolution. And the industrial revolution took people's tools out of their hands.
Yeah.
But the information revolution takes the mind, what we do with our minds, out of our minds. Robots are taking this out of the human purpose. So robots are going to be nursing the elderly and all the rest of it, and driving lorries. All we can do is say, this is how you get rid of wrinkles. That's all we'll be good for. His robots won't get wrinkles.
I think that's great. Thanks, Ian, because for me, it is.
And make it funny. Make it funny.
It is all about the business. And I've noticed as well something else, which I know we've spoken about tons and tons, but high energy as well. Like Lucy West is in this same group. She's joined this same network.
Make it funny.
And so is Sue Godfrey. And I noticed Sue Godfrey as well. They've obviously had some little chat with Bill McFarlane on some level, or obviously his daughter, Emma Sangster, because even Sue was like very high energy. It was all like this. And, which I found it a bit aggressive from her. But, it's how do you get that energy?
Well, you go to, there are other workshops that you can go. I mean, I'm sure you've seen these loads, but I went to a Robert Kiyosaki business workshop once, and the woman talking, she was brilliant. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
She was great, but she was very, East London, business, money, power, you at the back of the room. Are you going to come forward? Are you going to go for it? And it's all love, it's great. It's like, whoa. But then they're kind of doing the hard sell, and they literally at the back of the room, they wanted you to sign up to X, Y, and Z and buy the next. It's upselling, a lot of upselling. So I think that a high energy, as long as it's coming from the heart, and it's as long as you're really genuinely feeling it, and that will come from what you've written on the paper, what your passion. Once you've written your piece,
doesn't it?
That will fuel, your energy. And there are things that you can do before you go into a room like that. You can go into the loo and just sort of jump up and down and do a few.
I'll do that.
Elin, I went to a skills academy that Kim Mellor and Charlotte Whitall did at the seminary. And they had a coach there, and one of the things that she taught us, which is what Charlotte does, they call it happy penguin pose. And you stamp your feet, and you do that with your hands back down the side of your
get your molecules moving,
and then you just go yes, and that's what you do. You just do it for a few seconds,
but not in front of people.
Charlotte does before she goes to a one-to-one. You just do that, stamp your feet, do your hands, yes, and it puts you in a totally different energy state. Tony Robbins, change your energy state thing. It works.
It's like if you're going to go and if you're a singer and you're going to go and perform, you've got to warm your voice up beforehand. But I just on the personal motivation and all supporting each other, what do you think about having a book club aspect to this group, so that we choose a book that we commit to, that we read, and we sort of like today we can decide on a book, and in 4 weeks' time, every fourth week of our meetings, we just talk about how it's helped us and just talk about the highlights of that book.
I think every 4 weeks I'd be up for that, because I'm a really slow reader and I really struggle with it.
Oh God, me too. So it'd have to be every 4 weeks.
I don't want to let people down because I've not actually done my book, if you see what I'm saying.
I'm the same, Bev. I'm the same. It might be an audio.
I'm feeling a bit like I've got my list of books. I don't want to sound selfish. I've got my list of books that I'm reading, and I kind of know where I'm at with what I'm doing. So I think I want to share with you what I'm reading and what I'm getting from it. But I think I want to choose what I'm reading at the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm the same. I've got a book already that I've done 10 pages of. which Claire gave to me, you know, and I just want to work through that, because sometimes I have to read 10 pages, then I have to read the same 10 pages again. It's like a nightmare.
My thinking is that when you're all reading the same book, you can say, oh God, yeah, and you can empathize with each other.
Yeah,
if we're not reading the same book, it's just someone sitting there saying, well, this was really good because da 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 da, and you're all thinking, well, that's interesting, I'll go and read that book, and they've inspired me. But if we're all reading the same book, we can really focus on the things that we can empathize on, and then we know that we're kind of on the same journey. But otherwise, I think if we're not going to do the same book, then there's not much point in sharing.
I suppose what we can do is I can carry on with the ones that I'm on with, and then we can discuss one that we think is going to fit the bill now.
Yeah.
I mean, Claire, I don't know if Claire's on or off. I can't see her.
She's gone off again. But I mean, I personally have got books stacked up that I just need to read. And, you know, I read Think and Grow Rich.
Who's eating a breakfast?
Last April, and I'd had that to read for so long. So I don't want to then veer off onto books that I've not yet even got, if you see what I mean.
Have you tried speed reading, Bev?
Oh, I've tried everything, Eileen, yeah. I mean, it's, you know.
Speed reading, it's pretty good for people like you and me, because you can just scan it.
I'm wishing my life away. No, I think for me, the purpose of this group is to go through the sort of briefly the activity that each of us have done and take 5 minutes to do that. And then, like you guys have this is my biggest problem that I've been fearing all week. And so you've just really helped me there with how to tackle that, because I did think nutrition, but I did think at the same time it's a bit softly. And a lot of them will be resistant from the first minute I start to talk about nutrition, because they are sitting there overweight. They know they've got to do something about it.
Listen to Radio 4. Radio 4 gives me so many inspirational ideas for this business.
Yeah, I've had Radio 5 on this week, and that's been good as well for me.
Which one?
Radio 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, just all sorts of random subjects, but like you say, really interesting. So it gets you out of your Arbonne head. That's one good thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, Arbonne relates to so many other areas of life, and you can relate it back to Arbonne.
Yeah.
Just thinking about the book, ladies. Who was I talking to? Charlotte Whittle. Charlotte and Kim Mellor and Sarah Dunning have formed themselves a little accountability group, and they're working through the book, The 12-Week Year.
Yeah, that's good,
which I've got on my shelf and I've not read.
I've not read it, Ali, but I did do a training with somebody who spoke about that. I think it might have even been Ian.
So they seem to be kind of, I haven't even opened the book, so I don't know how it's structured, whether it's kind of a week per chapter or something.
No, what they're saying basically, as I recall, sorry to interrupt, is that you need to chunk your year into 3 months instead of thinking you've got 12 months. So you set your goals and your targets.
You've only got 4 months.
4 months.
So whether that might be a good to look at.
Yeah.
Because I think it's about it's also about just getting on with stuff, isn't it? And not thinking, well, I've got 12 months, so we've got ages to do it. Yeah. It's about just thinking, crack on with it.
Because we tend to set goals, we do tend to think of like, oh, well, I want to be RVP by, and you kind of shift it mentally 3 months on, don't you? So you say August, September. Instead of saying like 4 months away and doing things. And I think that might be an Eric Worre thing actually as well. Actually, I think that might have been where
he does the 30 people in 20 people in 30 days, doesn't he? And he does the 90-day program as well. Yeah. So for today, because it's 5:02, Claire I think wants to say a couple of things, and I can't stay on more than another 10 minutes. Shall we agree on a book then? Should we say the 12-week year? A 12-month year. What's it called?
12-week year.
Oh, the 12-week year, yeah. And do you want to talk about IPA now?
Yeah, should we? I think we just need to be setting out what our plans are for the week ahead. So whatever day we decide to do these calls on, I think we need to be saying, even like, Ian's plan where he does, you need to do so many asks a day, so many product drops a day, so many new contacts, whether it's
I have 5 things. How many have you got, Ali? 5 bullet points. What are yours?
I haven't done anything yet because I didn't know what we were going to talk about.
Well, the 5 bullet points that I'm training on with my team at the moment, because I do weekly boot camp, it's a 10-week boot camp and we're on week 4. So I say, how many friends have you made this week? How many times have you presented a one-to-one? How many DAs have you been to, or how many launches have you had, and how many workshops?
Yeah.
And how many an event, so on, the event sort of category, and how have you read every day, and have you read every day, and have you asked every day? Is that right? Every read every day. I've got it written down. Yeah. So those are the ones I train on.
Because I know that Ian did it for a while. I think it was after AAC or something, where we had to do 3 numbers. So how many one-to-one?
Oh yeah.
How many product drops, and how many new?
How many you signed up
every day? And that rather than doing it weekly,
very much.
Instead of doing it weekly, because then otherwise you get to the end of the week and think, oh God, I need to do a bit of something. If you're posting every single day, even if all we post every day is 3 numbers, it actually makes you do more each day rather than just packing it all into the last day of the week.
Okay. Yeah, mine is how many one-to-ones did you do? How many launches or workshops did you do? How many Discover Arbonne events did you attend, or Arbonne related to events? How many friends did you make, and did you read and invite every day?
Yeah.
So the 3 that we're going to track are a one-to-one, a drop-off, and which was the other one? Sign up. Friends. How many new contacts?
Yeah. And then new sign up, obviously, we just all need to celebrate, because that's not going to happen every day, is it?
So sign up. Oh, sorry. New friends, drop-offs, or one-to-ones.
Yeah. Because that's what we should be doing every day, shouldn't we, really?
Yeah.
So can you repeat that again, just so I'm clear on it, please?
New friends.
The 3
yeah. How many new friends did you make?
Okay.
How many one-to-ones? And a drop-off. Is that the three? How many people did you give products to? Is that right, Ali?
Well, we've got
that's how we do it.
A one-to-one and a drop-off is not one and the same thing. Then we'd separate them.
I have some people that I know I'm just going to give the products to initially.
Yeah. Sending out samples. Yeah. Okay.
And that number should be higher.
Yeah, that should be the highest number.
Each day. Product drops needs to be much higher than the number of one-to-ones you do each day.
Yeah.
Well, that's
maybe we set ourselves goals as to how many we want to do, how many we should be aiming for each day, I guess.
That's 4 points. So I am misunderstanding it, because I thought it was down to 3.
Right. So what are they, Beth? How many new friends? How many
new friends? New drop-offs, one-to-ones, and new sign-up.
No. So the sign-up we're going to leave from the daily one.
Okay.
That won't be a daily one. That will be just like, when it happens, as and when it happens.
That would be a boom. I really liked your slide, Ali, where you put boom when you signed somebody up the other day.
That will be a boom. Yeah.
We just all need to be celebrating, don't we, when any of us has done something amazing, because otherwise we're all beavering away on our own.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've introduced my new consultant on my team page, and I think 2 people have said welcome. You're like, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So we all just need to be celebrating each other a bit more, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, also because my month tends to just roll on, week on.
Yeah.
Trying to get people who've said they're going to sign up.
Yeah.
It tends to just extend to the next week and the next week.
Yeah. And things like setting out.
Another issue that I've got, which I would like to discuss, is the fact that I've signed up 4 people at least since Christmas, and they've all gone on to witness protection. So what am I doing wrong? They just don't even want to take the first step. It's really weird. They want to sign up. They sign up for different reasons. Mostly, I think, are product based. And then they decide, oh my God, this is too much. And then, one didn't take my phone calls I did 3 phone calls and then I stopped ringing for 2 weeks. And she's finally now answered my email and just said, I'm so busy, Armon's going to have to be on the back burner. Another one, again, she's not taking my messages. But I know it's not me. I'm not doing anything wrong. I know that because they're not even allowing me to communicate.
So, I think sometimes, I mean, I don't know if this is the situation with you, Bev, but I think when we're talking about the business to people and starting their business, obviously it's a business in a box. It's a very simple thing to get started with. It's not expensive, the £56 to get your trading license or whatever. And then it's after that they think about what they've got to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's important and our responsibility to make it really clear before they part with their money and before they make you feel that they're going to be your business partner, that you've given them everything they need to know, that they will have all the information so that they are clear on what it's going to involve. And that, if, for example, if your business was back doing what you were doing before, designing jewellery and selling and, and working in that industry, you wouldn't bring somebody into your business lightly. You would want a business partner that you could trust, that you could work with, that you could rely on, and you knew was going to pull their weight.
But
and I think
at least 2 of these people have got very responsible positions. One self-employed, owned a really large gym. And again, I think it's life things, like his wife was having a baby.
Right.
He'd moved from New Zealand.
Yeah.
So, very large things going on in his life. And I guess I just came into his life at the wrong time. So I think I probably just need to be patient and just take a step back, but keep plugged in. And then the other person is an events coordinator of a very large hotel. Again, up for doing DAs. So she understood the business process, but then disappeared for 2 weeks. So it's like, is it just a case of putting people in the funnel and some of them drop through?
I think so.
And not necessarily at the right stage.
Some of them just need to watch for a while as well sometimes.
Yeah.
See what you're doing. Just keep them plugged in so they get to see what you're up to and what your team are up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they're just getting to know the products initially.
Yeah.
Before they decide they want to actually grow a business.
Yeah.
At least
I think 2 of them actually, Ali, just wanted to get the products
for a discount
at the 35%. Yeah, looking back. But I think they're,
are they ordering?
Is a vegan and she's like really massively into the product. So I think the more she buys, the more she's going to want to take part.
Yeah.
And share them.
Have you had launches, Bev?
Pardon, Claire?
No, not even.
No, not. Have any of them had launches?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah. And obviously I've tried to get to that process, that stage, which is, obviously the initial thing and the very first thing we need to do, but they're just so resistant to it.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that I always find, people lose their way when they lose their why. And I think the most important thing is establishing why they want to do the business.
Yeah.
And that's important for them, but it's important for us as well.
Yeah.
Because if we know what their why is, we know, how committed they're going to be, how much effort they're going to put into it, and whether it's something that's strong enough that's going to keep them committed to it. So definitely establish what their why is. I will often call people in my business, and some people have been doing it for years, and there's nothing been happening, and I'll say, just a quick chat. Obviously, as you all know, I always ask you about yourself first and what you've been doing. Always, what you're up to in your life, your family. Like Debbie Neal said, know the colour of the carpet of your consultants and your team. Doesn't matter how deep it is. So that is a really important thing.
So what did she say, Claire?
No, the colour of the carpet.
That's what Debbie Neal always says. You need to know the colour of the carpet. It's just an expression, I suppose, in Americanism, but get to know people.
Like you've been to their house.
Not necessarily the house.
I know, but as a metaphor, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just, you know, getting to know everybody in your organisation, everyone. And that means, you know, sort of not just, you know, how many QVs you're going to do this month. You know, what you're up to, how's life, what you're doing. You know,
Robert Tuck said that, didn't he, the other day? I was telling you, Claire, about Stuart Armfield.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was told by Ashley Judd at the MVP retreat that he has the highest retainment of all of the MVPs.
Yeah.
And Robert explained that Stuart will ring up people in his success line way down just for a chat. He doesn't even mention Arbonne.
Yeah. And that's the key. That's it. Well, you all know that I do that anyway. I always just, you know, I ring through and speak to people. I've got people in my business that have been with me from day one and they're still consultants, but and I didn't particularly know them. There's somebody in London, I didn't know her. She's been with me since the first month. And she was 3 generations away. I've never even met the woman, but she stays. She says, because I just love it when you give me a call, you give me a catch up, and I know you're busy, but, you know, you just want to know about me. And that is so important. So I know it's a business, but it's not your regular sort of business. So showing an interest in them is really important and what's important to them. But definitely I will call people and say, just remind me, what's your why? I mean, that's not my first opening question. You know, I'll chat with them first, but, you know, I'm just going through and just wonder what your why is. And it may have changed since you first started, but I can promise you, if they will lose their way if they've lost their why.
Yeah.
Fact.
The people in the team are your work colleagues, but at the same time, they are if you, let's say, you know, this is your company, these are the people that come to work in your business, and compare it to something like, I don't know, a company where the staff are all really despondent because they're not earning enough money, they're working too hard, they're not getting what they want out of it, and they're thinking of leaving and going to find another job. But with us, they don't have to leave, they can stay. It's not costing them anything, it doesn't take up any of their time unless they want it to. We're not paying them, so it's an interesting dynamic. And I think what Stuart's doing, and it's just genuine. It's just genuinely sort of saying, well, this is part of my job to reach out to everybody, to talk to everybody, and to connect with everybody.
It's a dilemma, though, isn't it, when you first start somebody, because we're told that we've got to hit the floor running. You know, you've got to get them with their 3 launches booked in. You've got to get them doing this.
Well, that's because you want them to feel that they are doing something that's worth their while, and they've got to see the results to make them as Claire said.
This is kind of what I'm talking about, because so many of them then just shut down and then don't take your calls, because they think you're trying to pressurize them to do something, which is crazy. I mean, it comes back to...
Yeah, but don't phone them. Just message them. Just send a messenger. And even if they don't reply, it doesn't matter. Just be like, oh, you know, sorry I missed you. Don't worry. I appreciate you must be busy. Let's catch up for a coffee sometime. And just keep it very non-committal in those situations.
But how many times do you do that and not receive a reply?
If you don't receive a reply
3 times and then that's it.
2-call rule. You know what? When I sign up a newbie, I always say I have a 2-call rule, and that's for the benefit of them and for me.
From day one, you need to say, I need to know your why, and also please bear in mind I have a 2-call rule.
Yeah, so that, and everybody likes that. You feel better because you think, I know I'm only going to give them 2 calls, and they know that once they've seen that second call, if they've not responded, it is their responsibility to then contact me. So they feel better about it, and you feel better about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. So just a couple of things then.
I've got 5 minutes, girls, and I'm going to have to go because I've got to go to the doctors.
We've
All
got
right.
3 minutes 57. So do we want to
Oh yeah.
get
Sorry.
back on same number?
You can get back on if you like, but just quickly, while Eileen's on, you know, I don't love parties, but you know, I've looked at the stats this month. I had a really great chat with Kate Bentley. When people, if they do just one event or workshop a week, just one, then that would probably bring in around about 500 QV. All of your consultants, including us, you're going to get a bigger paycheck. You know, I don't want to do parties, but I'm going to. I've already put 2 calls into 2 friends this morning, and I've booked 2 parties. But, you know, and that's what I'm going to do, because if I'm not doing it, nobody else is going to be doing it. Okay. I know, Eileen, you're really successful at parties. That's where you found your little rock star, Kelly Howitt.
Well, I
And
have
she
been.
does
I
parties.
haven't done anything for a while because I'm out of a lot of stuff, I have to say. I don't have any of the new eyeshadows, but it's not impossible for me to do them.
Yeah.
I
But
don't have any RE9. It's just the cost of keeping that going at the moment for me. I want to. I was thinking about it before we got on the call. Carry on, sorry.
yeah. So anyway, you know, Kate Bentley's team, they do 3 parties a week. Well, Kate Bentley or, you know, Georgette French-Smith. Georgette, that is what they do. Mega, mega big time.
I just can't get people to book. I'm going to have to really pull the finger out on it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've got people in your team that like it. You've got a lot of people in your team, Eileen.
Yeah.
Imagine if each one of them brought in just 2,000 a month. They're happy because they are bringing in a paycheck for themselves. And just look what that would do to your business. And Bev, you and you, Ali. Okay. Now, just very quickly, I'll probably have to cover this anyway with you. I think I did briefly with you yesterday, Eileen, but with Kate Bentley, she's doing a road to region, because her team worked flat out to get them to Nation, as you know now, and then it didn't happen. So I think they've just taken a bit of a back seat for a bit. So she's rallying them around, getting them back on again. And she's doing a road to region call. There's a questionnaire that you're going to send out to everybody. And it's almost like an interview questionnaire, because not everyone will make it through to the road to region calls. And it's every Sunday night at 8:00. So Kate's asked me to do it with her, and she's got 2 national vice presidents from Scotland. They're the ones that have come forward and said anything we can do to help you with her. And then national vice presidents from America have helped as well, because this video has gone everywhere. Everyone's seen it now, which is amazing, Kate's video. So we will be getting national vice presidents on the calls as well. But it's a very quick, really short call, covering activity. No more training. People have had all the training. But there will be, obviously, you know, a bit of something motivational stuff from the nations. Okay, so I've got to type up the questionnaire in a Word format. Just text it through to me. So I've got to do that. So we need to blast that out.
Email it to yourself, Claire.
Yeah. Okay. She sent it to me in a text, Eileen. So shall I just then send it as an email?
Forward it to your email, and it'll all be written up, and then just cut and paste it into Word.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Claire, have you got a Mac?
I have, yeah.
You can just cut and paste it straight into notes, and then you can email that. That's the quickest way, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, either send it to notes and then whichever. I think you can send it to email